This is a demo of how Evidential looked like by July 2025. The tool is evolving very fast and new features are integrated as we speak. For the sake of this short demo, we will look at a way to run one type of experiment with Evidential. First thing to note is that this tool in the long run serves as your living experiment repository, in the sense that it's the place where you store all your rigorous evidence about your program intervention to understand what has worked and what has not. You can see what is currently running, the experiments that are upcoming, and the experiments that are finished. For the sake of this short demo, let's look at running one experiment based on metrics that already exist in your data warehouse. There are other ways to run experiments, but let's keep it simple. First thing to do will be to plug the tool in your data warehouse. For the moment, we support Postgres, Redshift, and BigQuery integration, but new ones may be coming in. Important to note that no sensitive data ever leaves your warehouse. We only store and collect summary statistics and anonymized IDs. Once your data source is plugged in, you need to point the tool to the right tables or views containing your participant metrics. Let's imagine we want to run an experiment on students. We will configure our student table in the data warehouse. Evidential will fetch the metadata, and we just have to tell the tool how to interpret each column. We need to point it to a unique identifier and decide which column to use as strata, filters, and metrics. Important that this operation needs to be done once. The whole idea is that you plug your data once and then you just worry about running experiments on top of it over and over again. Let's see it in practice. Let's create an experiment. Let's give it a name. Let's imagine I'm experimenting this time on farmers, and we want to check about farmer engagement. Let's imagine we want to deploy a new WhatsApp flow in our messaging platform that is more engaging to see if farmers engage more with the application. I can set up as many arms as I want. Maybe I want to test two different versions of these flows at the same time. For simplicity, let's keep it 2. This is gonna be our engaged workflow. I can notify any external service that my experiment has been created. And then I just need to focus on designing the experiment. Let's imagine we want to test if the farmer is engaged, and we want to see an increase of at least 10% of the engagement. And I also want to check as a secondary metric if this improves farmer current income. This example is a little weird, but bear with me. I can also filter. For example, I want to target farmers that have baseline income below a given poverty line. And I just have to set up a few parameters or accept the ones that are default in order to run my experiment. Once everything is set, we run power calculation to make sure that we have enough sample to run our experiment. In this case, our power calculation fails, probably because this is dummy data. So let's make things as simple as possible in order to be able to run them. Okay, now it's succeeding. We have 1,000 farmers in our database and we just need for 132. We are ready to start our experiment. In this page I see a simple summary of my experiment design. I check that my experiment is balanced, and if everything looks right, I'm ready to start the experiment. In the behind the scene, Evidential have assigned certain farmer to one arm and certain farmer to the other. How do these assignments physically go into my messaging platform? For the moment, we don't have out-of-the-box integrations yet. They will soon come, but for the moment we have two ways. Either I download a CSV and I manually upload it to my messaging platform, which is not ideal, or I can do it through the API. Of course, we have a rich API to automate all these operations. After the experiment is started, the only thing I need to worry about is to monitor the results. I will see how my two arms differ from each other and have a p-value that indicate the confidence in those results. Of course, this experiment is fictional. We don't have results. But in the long run, as your data start coming in your warehouse, you will start to see the effect of your intervention. So again, this is just one way to use Evidential. There are other ways in which you can run experiment on users that haven't entered your warehouse yet, that are new ones. You can disregard the warehouse completely and run experiments on the fly based on the events that you send to the platform. So there are many other ways. This is just one simple example. And more features are coming soon.